Good morning, YouTube. I'm going to give you a quick tip on how we save power when making coffee first thing in the morning. Now, because we live in the northern climate, our winter nights are our winter days are very short. So we get about 6 hours of daylight on our shortest day, approximately. So that gives us about 18 hours of darkness. And being that we are on solar, we sometimes don't get a full charge in that 6 hours of daylight that we get because clouds roll in and it starts snowing, and there will be sometimes days that we don't get sunlight and we'll have to run the generator. So in order to save running the generator in the morning to run some coffee, I came up with a hack recently, and Kimberly actually mentioned it the other day. She's like, you should do a YouTube video on this. So I'm gonna make my coffee this morning, and I don't want to use my coffee maker because when I turn it on, the little heater inside, it uses a lot of current to heat up really fast. And it's a huge drain on the batteries. And because we have not had daylight since about 4 o'clock yesterday, we have not had any power coming in since then. I did run the generator for a little bit, but we're not going to run that this morning. So we do always have the wood burning stove running, and that means we constantly have hot water. Now, one thing that I have here is a specialty coffee maker, and there's a little lever on here that I can control my water flow. And what I do is I close that, and then I also pour the water in here. And one thing that I actually like about doing it this way is that I can let the water steep the coffee a little longer than what the instant heater does, and actually find it makes a stronger coffee. So what I'll do is I'll let it sit there for probably about 30 seconds, and then I will close it and pour it back in there, and then kind of do it again until my coffee cup is full. Now, one thing while I'm waiting here I want to point out is that many people don't know is that you can reuse your coffee grinds, and there's many applications for them. Couple things that you can do with it is to fertilize your garden, and what you do with it is directly just throw it in there, even in the winter, and it'll break down. If you don't want to toss it in your garden, say you're in the middle of a crop and you don't want to just sprinkle it on top, you can throw it in your composter also, and use it for when you need it. Another good thing that this thing does, or coffee grinds are good for, I'm going to close this right now and make my coffee. So I just open it like that and we're good to go. So while that's draining, the third thing that coffee grinds are good for is removing fleas from your pets. It's a good, also a cleaner, so you can, because it is coarse, it's pretty abrasive, so you can clean a lot of things, and including you can use coffee grinds to exfoliate your skin as well. And if you look at a lot of makeup and things that are skin products, a lot of them contain caffeine, which kind of tightens your skin and gives people the youthful look. So you can, it's not gonna be makeup, but you can actually use your coffee grinds and just kind of rub it together, put it on your face, clean yourself up, and then rinse it off, and it's good. It's also, now I have probably about a third of a cup in here, so I am going to repeat. What I'm going to do is close this first, pour this in here, and I'll give it another little bit, and then we'll go. And the final one that you can use coffee grinds for is a odor neutralizer. So if you have any bad smells in the house, you can kind of put it in there. So say like you have a cat litter box, you can put coffee grinds in that area and it'll neutralize the odor. One way that I know that this works for sure is many moons ago I used to do a little bit of bartending on the side, and I went to a bartending school, and what they do when you get into wine tasting and smelling, because you have to smell the wine and then kind of pinpoint all the different fruits that are in there. When you switch from wine to wine, they give you coffee to smell in between each wine glass that you're smelling, so that it neutralizes the palate and in your nose, and so that it allows you to get those other smells from the next wine. So coffee grinds. Also, if you have a kid that has any sort of sporting equipment, or is a hockey player, I know hockey equipment can get really nasty, that's another good option too, and it also will soak up any moisture in it. So finally, I got this steeping for the last 30 seconds. Toss it in there, open it up. It's dribbling a little bit, but no problem. I got one more thing we gotta add to the coffee. For the final touch, we'll be adding some Baileys. Happy holidays, everybody.